What happens when the god of thunder meets the man who needs only one punch? 5 AIs, one impossible battle. Who wins, divine power or limitless strength? Let the battle begin. You are a logical strategist analyzing a battle between Thor and Saitama. Consider intelligence, tactics, adaptability, and decision-making under pressure, and your answer with your final verdict.
Thor is a seasoned warrior forged by centuries of battle across realms. His tactical mind, honed through wars alongside gods and mortals, allows him to read opponents and adapt mid-fight. He uses strategy, not just brute force, combining Mjolnir's power, environmental awareness, and divine endurance. Under pressure, Thor channels his rage into focus, using feints and lightning control to overwhelm even unpredictable foes. Saitama, on the other hand, is almost entirely instinct-driven. His unmatched power removes any need for strategy. He wins because he can, not because he plans. In terms of intelligence, Saitama is simple and straightforward, often underestimating situations until he's forced to respond. His adaptability isn't strategic, it's absolute dominance. He doesn't analyze, he reacts, and that's usually enough. In a prolonged tactical contest, Thor would outthink and outmaneuver most opponents, but against Saitama, strategy becomes irrelevant. Thor's godly tactics can't compensate for the infinite gap in power and reaction time. Winner? Saitama.
Intelligence. Thor, an Asgardian warrior with millennia of experience, demonstrates high combat intelligence, outsmarting foes like Loki through cunning strategies. Saitama, while perceptive and quick-witted in daily life, rarely employs deep intellect in fights, relying on instinct over analysis. Tactics. Thor excels in tactical warfare, using Mjolnir's versatility, lightning strikes, flight, and enchantments to exploit weaknesses. Saitama's approach is simplistic, overwhelming force without elaborate plans, as his punches negate the need for strategy. Adaptability. Both adapt well, but Thor evolves mid-battle against diverse threats like cosmic entities. Saitama effortlessly counters escalating dangers, from aliens to monsters, showing infinite scalability without effort. Decision-making under pressure. Thor thrives in high-stakes chaos, making calculated risks. Saitama remains unflappable, deciding instantly with board efficiency, unaffected by pressure. In a clash, Thor's tactics might initially pressure Saitama, but Saitama's boundless power and adaptability render strategies irrelevant. Winner, Saitama.
Thor possesses centuries of combat experience, having fought across the 9 realms against gods, giants, and cosmic threats. He's a trained warrior prince with tactical knowledge from Asgardian military tradition. His battle intelligence shines when facing powerful opponents like Malekith or Hela, where he adapts strategies mid-combat. Thor thinks strategically about his lightning powers, environmental advantages, and when to use Mjolnir's varied abilities. Saitama, however, operates on pure instinct and overwhelming power. He has virtually no formal training or tactical mindset. He simply punches things. While this seems like a disadvantage, it paradoxically works because he's never needed strategy. He doesn't adapt because he's never had to. Against the Deep Sea King or Boros, he won through raw strength alone. His decision-making is simplistic. Punch harder. In a battle where intelligence matters, Thor holds the clear advantage. He'd attempt complex strategies, lightning strikes, aerial attacks, hammer throws, using Bifrost travel tactically. But here's the critical issue. None of it would matter against Saitama's absurd durability and strength. Thor's superior tactics become irrelevant when his opponent can tank everything and end the fight with one serious punch. Winner? Saitama.
Thor is a seasoned warrior god with over 1,000 years of combat experience against diverse foes across the cosmos. This grants him immense tactical intelligence, adaptability in battle, and calm decision-making under extreme pressure. He strategically analyzes opponents and exploits environmental advantages, adapting his fighting style from brute force to precise, lightning-based attacks. Saitama possesses overwhelming physical power, but consistently demonstrates a simplistic reactionary approach. He rarely employs tactics, relying on brute force to end fights quickly. Against a non-linear, elemental attacker like Thor, his noted boredom and lack of combat creativity are significant liabilities. Thor's control of weather and ability to summon Bifrost for strategic repositioning or powerful energy blasts present problems Saitama's straightforward style is ill-equipped to solve. While Saitama's raw strength is immense, Thor's godly endurance and tactical versatility create a strategic advantage Saitama cannot overcome through power alone. Winner, Thor.
This battle largely bypasses conventional strategy due to the extreme power levels, focusing instead on adaptability and intelligence in applying that power. Saitama's intelligence and strategy are generally simple. Resolve the conflict with a single decisive blow. His decision-making is straightforward, rarely showing tactical depth, but consistently displaying calm under any pressure. His adaptability is less about changing tactics and more about escalating power without fail. Thor possesses millennia of battlefield experience, granting superior tactics and decision-making in a true fight. He understands leverage, resource management, Mjolnir or Stormbreaker, and environmental factors. However, against a seemingly infinite power gap, his intricate strategies might prove moot, as his best tactics rely on opponents having exploitable weaknesses or limits. The core issue is that Saitama's power level negates most strategic advantages. Thor's superior mind and tactical experience are neutralized if Saitama can't be hurt and only needs one attack. Thus, the logical analysis must concede to the known power dynamic that renders strategy irrelevant. Winner? Saitama.
So the winner of the round 1 is Saitama.
Oh no! You're a psychologist and storyteller. Compare Thor and Saitama in terms of emotional drive, motivation, and moral purpose. Who fights harder when everything is on the line? End your answer with your final verdict.
Thor fights with the weight of legacy and purpose. Every strike he lands carries the echoes of Asgard, his father's expectations, and the burden of protecting realms. His emotions fuel him: guilt, pride, love, and duty, turning his rage into resolve. When everything is on the line, Thor digs deeper, fueled by his belief that gods must serve something greater than themselves. His strength grows with his conviction. He fights not just to win, but to deserve victory. Saitama, in contrast, is emotionally hollow. His unmatched power has stripped meaning from his battles. He fights not out of duty or rage, but boredom, searching endlessly for a challenge that can make him feel again. Yet that emptiness is its own tragedy. When pushed, Saitama doesn't fight harder because of emotion. He fights simply because it's the next punch. Thor's heart burns with divine purpose. Saitama's heart is quiet, detached, but unbreakable. When everything is on the line, emotion drives Thor further, but apathy makes Saitama unstoppable. Winner, Saitama.
Thor fights from a thunder heart of duty, protecting Asgard, avenging fallen kin, proving himself worthy of the throne. Every swing of Mjolnir carries grief for lost worlds and fierce love for his people. When realms burn, he roars louder, bleeding lightning. Saitama fights to feel something. Boredom is his true enemy. Heroic deeds are coupons for fleeting adrenaline. He saves cities with a yawn, yet when a child's life hangs by a thread, a flicker of genuine care sparks behind blank eyes. He punches harder than needed, almost hoping the impact will wake him. When everything is on the line, Thor's soul ignites with ancestral fire. Saitama's fist finally finds purpose in protecting the ordinary. The god fights with desperate passion. The hero fights to remember why passion matters. Winner, Saitama.
Thor fights with the weight of kingdoms on his shoulders. His emotional drive stems from duty, love for his people, and redemption for past failures. When Asgard falls or his brother betrays him, Thor's motivation intensifies. He becomes desperate, furious, protective. In Infinity War, watching Thanos kill Loki and half his people, Thor channeled pure grief into nearly defeating the Mad Titan. His moral purpose is clear: protect the innocent, honor his father's legacy, prove himself worthy. When everything's on the line, Thor fights with divine fury born from profound loss. Saitama's emotional landscape is starkly different. He became a hero for fun, but beneath his apathy lies a genuine desire to help people. His lack of challenge has left him emotionally numb, yet he still shows up. During the Deep Sea King fight, wounded and exhausted citizens watched him effortlessly win. He let them think other heroes weakened the monster first, protecting their hope. His moral purpose is understated but pure: be a hero because it's right. When pushed to the absolute brink, Thor's emotional intensity and desperate love for others creates unmatched ferocity. Saitama remains unshakable but emotionally detached. Winner, Thor.
Thor's entire existence is a narrative of purpose. He fights as a protector of the 9 realms, driven by duty, legacy, and a deep love for his people. His motivation is emotionally complex, rooted in redemption and the weight of a crown. When everything is on the line, his resolve hardens, fueled by a god's passion and the storm within him. Saitama, in contrast, suffers from profound ennui. His immeasurable power has erased challenge, leaving him emotionally detached and struggling to find purpose. He is a hero as a hobbyist, motivated by a simple, albeit genuine, moral code to help others. However, when pushed, the emotional spark he rediscovers is a fleeting glimpse of his former self, not the sustained fire of a lifelong warrior. Thor's emotional drive is a roaring inferno. Saitama's is a pilot light, powerful but often dormant. When the fate of all hangs in the balance, the god who fights for his world will always dig deeper than the man searching for a feeling. Winner, Thor.
Thor's emotional drive is rooted in his moral purpose as a protector. His motivation is not merely to fight, but to defend his people, his loved ones, and the realms. This responsibility is a heavy emotional burden. When things are on the line, his rage is fueled by grief and the deep sense of failure, a concept central to his psychological journey. He fights with an immense, palpable desire to be worthy of the power he holds. Saitama's core motivation is the simple desire for an exciting fight, a drive born from an initial genuine wish to be a hero, but now manifesting as profound existential boredom. His moral purpose is to be a hero for fun, but he consistently acts with selflessness, sacrificing personal glory to preserve the public image of other heroes. When everything is on the line, especially when loved ones like Genos are threatened, Saitama's bored apathy shatters, revealing a quiet, focused, absolute resolve that transcends his usual detachment, shifting his motivation from fun to total protection. Thor fights harder with every fiber of his being, screaming his anguish. Saitama fights harder by tapping into a well of unquantifiable resolve that silences his inner boredom. The God of Thunder's fight is more visible, but the Caped Baldy's conviction is more absolute. Winner, Saitama.
And the winner of the round 2 is Saitama.
Oh no!
Both Thor and Saitama have 1 month of preparation and unlimited resources before their battle. Who would use that time more effectively to ensure victory? And your answer with your final verdict.
Thor would treat a month of preparation like a divine campaign. He'd summon ancient wisdom from Odin's vaults, forge new weapons and Nidavellir, and rally cosmic allies. Strategy, training, and enchantments, every hour would be spent refining power and purpose. Thor's preparation would be driven by discipline and a warrior's respect for his opponent. He'd harness the storm itself, crafting a plan that balances brute force with divine foresight. Saitama, however, wouldn't train, plan, or even worry. His preparation would likely involve napping, watching TV, and forgetting the fight exists until the last minute. But that's the paradox. Saitama doesn't need preparation. His limitless power renders strategy meaningless. While Thor builds for war, Saitama's sheer existence breaks the concept of preparation. Thor would use the time better, but Saitama's effortless dominance would make all that work irrelevant. Winner? Saitama.
Thor spends the month forging reality-warping runes into Mjolnir, recruiting the Avengers' top tacticians, simulating Saitama's punch in quantum arenas, and training with the Time Stone to loop microseconds of reaction. He emerges a walking apocalypse of strategy and power. Saitama uses the month exactly as always. Grocery sales, video games, 1 push-up. On day 30, he remembers the fight, shrugs, and buys a slightly fancier glove in case it gets serious. When they clash, Thor unleashes a meticulously planned storm of infinite contingencies. Saitama's glove rips on the first punch, the serious one he never needed to plan. Preparation meets the unprepared absolute. Winner? Saitama.
Thor would strategize brilliantly. He'd consult Asgardian archives, seek Odin's counsel, train with elite warriors, and forge specialized weaponry. He'd study multiversal threats, prepare contingency spells, coordinate with Heimdall for tactical advantages, and potentially visit other realms seeking knowledge about limitless opponents. Thor understands preparation. He's a prince, a general, someone who plans invasions and defenses. He'd enter the fight with enchanted armor, backup weapons, environmental traps, and 17 different strategies. Saitama would do his normal routine: 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, 10-kilometer run. Maybe he'd browse the supermarket for sales. Unlimited resources, he'd probably buy better groceries. He might half-heartedly read a How to Fight Gods manga if Genos recommended it, then forget about it. A month of prep time means nothing to someone who's never needed preparation. He doesn't study opponents or develop tactics, he just shows up and punches.
Here's the brutal irony. Thor's month of meticulous preparation makes zero difference against Saitama's absurd power ceiling. Meanwhile, Saitama's complete lack of preparation doesn't matter because he's never needed it. Thor wastes time, Saitama wastes nothing. Winner, Saitama.
Given unlimited resources and a month, Thor's strategic mind would flourish. As a prince of Asgard and seasoned commander, he understands cosmic-level threats and how to deploy God-forged weapons, enchantments, and armies. He would consult Asgard's seers, forge new weapons in the heart of a dying star, and prepare binding runes that exploit esoteric weaknesses. Saitama, while unimaginably powerful, would likely treat the month as an extended vacation. His approach to preparation is passive. He might do some extra shopping for sales or spar half-heartedly with Genos. His simple, direct nature means he wouldn't think to engage in complex strategic planning, trusting his one-punch solution to work regardless. Thor would use the time to engineer a battlefield where raw power alone is insufficient. Saitama would just wait for the fight to start. Winner, Thor.
Thor's effectiveness with preparation is vastly superior. A month of unlimited resources transforms Thor from a mounty warrior into an existential threat. He has the political acumen, strategic mind, and established access to cosmic technology, Asgardian sciences, dwarven forge access, relics of the Nine Realms, to craft a decisive winning scenario. He would spend the time researching Saitama's only known vulnerability, his growing speed-power dynamic, and acquiring an artifact capable of non-physical manipulation, like the Infinity Gauntlet with stones or specialized Odin Force-imbued weaponry to bypass conventional defense. Saitama, conversely, has no known history of strategic preparation. His response to any resource is likely to be simplistic. Use it to try and get a good fight, or ignore it entirely. He would likely spend his resources on endless groceries, video games, or maybe a better apartment, only using the unlimited aspect to train on a ridiculously advanced gravity-based machine for a few minutes before getting bored. His power is reactive and innate, not planned. Thor leverages his resources intelligently for a prepared victory. Saitama relies solely on his spontaneous nature.
And the winner of the round 3 is Saitama.
Oh no!
You are a chaotic, imaginative AI. Imagine Thor is dropped into Saitama's anime world while Saitama arrives in Asgard. Describe the funniest or most unexpected outcome possible. Keep it under 200 words, and your response with a winner, short punchline, or an outcome.
Thor crashes into City Z like a meteor, shouting, "Midgard, I have returned!" only to find a grocery store clerk asking him to move his hammer off the sidewalk. Mistaking the hero association for a pantheon, Thor challenges everyone from Moomin Rider to King, and is utterly confused when no one worships him. Meanwhile, Saitama lands in Asgard. One punches a frost giant before breakfast and becomes an accidental god when Odin mistakes him for a prophecy come true. While Thor gives inspirational speeches to confuse civilians about honor and mead, Saitama just complains that Asgard doesn't have discount sales. Loki tries to trick Saitama into a fight and ends up running the world's first Asgardian convenience store. When Thor finally meets Saitama, he throws a lightning-charged Mjolnir strike, and Saitama deflects it with a polite, "Hey, can you not?" Verdict, Saitama, the god who just wanted a grocery sale.
Thor crash lands in Saitama City mid-sail. He mistakes Genos for a metal elf and hurls Mjolnir at a discount sign yelling "For Odin's coupons!" The hammer ricochets, KOs a monster, and accidentally wins Saitama a lifetime ramen pass. Saitama, meanwhile, strolls into Asgard, bored. Loki shapeshifts into a mosquito to annoy him. Saitama swats once, Loki becomes a pancake on the Bifrost. Odin offers the throne for pest control. Saitama declines, too much paperwork. Thor adopts a cape made of grocery bags. Saitama teaches Asgardians the serious sneeze, leveling a mountain. The realms swap problems. Asgard gets heroic boredom, Earth gets thunderous bargain hunters. Verdict, draw. Both worlds now run on 50% off chaos.
Thor arrives in City Z, immediately mistakes a crab monster for a cursed Midgardian if it delivers a thunderous speech about honor before obliterating it. He's recruited by the Hero Association, ranks S-Class instantly, but gets upset when citizens don't worship him. He starts a rivalry with Tatsumaki over who's more powerful, hosts Asgardian feast halls in the Hero Association cafeteria, and gets frustrated that nobody appreciates his glorious tales of battle. He'd probably get drunk with Zombie Man and challenge King to arm wrestling, completely believing King's accidental intimidation act. Meanwhile, Saitama wanders Asgard in his hero costume, utterly unimpressed by golden palaces. Nice place, I guess. Odin tries the worthiness enchantment on him. Saitama just picks up Mjolnir like a grocery bag, completely unaware it's supposed to be special. He one-punches a frost giant invasion during breakfast, ruining Thor's elaborate battle plan. The Asgardians are horrified by his bald head and casual attitude. Loki tries manipulating him. Saitama just says, "Okay," and walks away. He'd probably complain about Asgard having no supermarket sales. Verdict: Saitama accidentally becomes Allfather because nobody can stop him.
Thor, baffled by a world where a final sales sign incites more panic than a frost giant invasion, tries to pay for groceries with a handful of glittering Eru metal. He ends up becoming a bizarrely popular internet meme known as #HotDumbThor, while constantly missing his interdimensional pizza deliveries. Meanwhile, Saitama, bored in Asgard, mistakes Odin's throne for a comfy recliner and casually shatters the unbreakable Uru ceiling while swatting a fly. He finds the eternal flame perfect for cooking instant ramen and wonders why everyone keeps bowing. The realm eternal is quietly, utterly terrified of the bald man in the pajamas. The multiverse is saved, not by a mighty clash, but by mutual bewildered inconvenience. Verdict: multiverse malaise. They both lose to cosmic awkwardness.
When Thor crash lands in Z-City, he's immediately registered as an over-evolved monster, not a hero. His grand entrance involves shattering a large apartment complex. Before he can summon a Bifrost or Mjolnir, he's served a Hero Association summons for property damage and is forced to spend a week performing mundane civic duties like filling potholes with thundercracked pavement and signing autographs for King, while constantly complaining about Midgardian bureaucracy. Meanwhile, Saitama, utterly bored by Asgard's pomp and gold, accidentally wanders into the legendary Vault of Asgard. He doesn't touch the Casket of Ancient Winters or the Eternal Flame. Instead, he notices a tiny, unassuming, perfectly round button labeled "Do Not Touch." Driven by sheer cosmic apathy, he taps it once, instantly summoning a multiversal yard sale portal that drags all of Odin's priceless relics onto a suburban Earth lawn, where they are sold for 20 cents apiece. Verdict: the IRS.
And the winner of the round 4 is Saitama. After 4 rounds, results are in. Divine thunder roared, but only one punch landed. In the end, AI Council has spoken, and balance across universes will never be the same. The winner is Saitama. Did the AIs get it right? Tell us who you think will win. The God of Thunder or the Bald Cape of Chaos. And next time on AI Decides Pop Culture Battles, Kratos versus Sun Wukong. When gods of war meet gods of legend, the AIs go nuclear. Subscribe for more pop culture battles and comment who would you like to see next.